Hey family, thanks for joining me for another devotion. For the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about prayer. We started out by talking about how the Lord's Prayer is more than a prayer to recite over and over. It's a model prayer. It's a template or outline for how all of our prayers should go. Last week, we talked about a man from the Old Testament named Jabez. He prayed an earnest 32-word prayer, and God granted his request. Well, if you missed either of those devotions, they're archived on our YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about another person who prayed a sincere prayer and how God answered. In 1 Samuel chapter 1, we have the story of a heartbroken woman named Hannah. Hannah wanted more than anything to have a son. She wanted a child so badly that she slipped into depression. But rather than wallowing in her grief, she decided to take it to the Lord in prayer. She went before Eli the priest, and her prayer was this in verse 11. She made a vow saying, "Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me and not forget your servant, but give her a son, then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life." Eli added his blessing and told her to go her way, and he asked God to grant her request. Well, in the course of time, Hannah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, saying, "Because I asked the Lord for him." But once he was weaned, she took Samuel to the tabernacle and presented him to Eli the priest. She said, "I prayed for this child to be born, and the Lord granted my request. Now I give him to the Lord. For his whole life he will be given over to the Lord." And from that day, Samuel lived with Eli and was raised and taught the things of God. Samuel became one of Israel's greatest prophets. My question to you today is, what have you been missing in your life that has brought you to a place of deep sorrow? Have you thought about asking God for it and perhaps even making a vow to dedicate it back to Him for His glory and for His purposes? We're human. All of us have prayed selfish prayers at one time or another. What would happen if we prayed for something and then were willing to give it up once we got it? I think God would bless our socks off. But most of us will never know because we're not willing to make a vow that is that strong and serious. It's one of the most powerful prayers to pray, but it also comes with the highest price. But God is much more of a rewarder than He is a taker. When He sees our sincerity and He knows that He can trust us with anything, there's no stopping the blessings He has for us. Well, let me close by saying that I believe in this type of prayer, but this is not one to enter into lightly. The Bible warns us that it is better to not make a vow than to make one and break it. But if you find yourself desperate enough to pray this way, my prayers are with you. May God richly bless you as you seek Him and worship Him. Well, family, I hope that you've been blessed by these past few messages on prayer. Remember that it's the most intimate thing that we can do besides worship, and it's our communication with our Father in heaven. It's the most important meeting and conversation you'll ever have. It's also the most meaningful. I pray that you will have a blessed week, and remember to check out our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Also, visit us online at riverofgod.church for more information and upcoming events and services. Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Until next time, family, take care and God bless.